The Anschütz 1727F. There's a reason this rifle holds more Olympic gold medals than all its competitors combined. Those lightning-fast reloads that seem almost effortless, that's the Fortner mechanism. A straight pull bolt that doesn't twist or fight you. Just pull back with your finger, push forward with your thumb, and you're locked and ready again. 7 hardened steel ball bearings hold the magic together. It's smooth, fast, and unnervingly precise, like operating a Swiss watch that fires bullets. This rifle isn't a novelty piece, it's a trainer, especially for shooters running accuracy international rigs like the ATX or ATX-C. Everything feels familiar. The folding chassis, the thumb wheel for cheek and butt adjustments, the QD mounts, even the ergo grip. The fit is military tight, but it doesn't feel cold or industrial. It feels like a partner. The trigger, a 50-20, can be tuned down to mere ounces. This one's sitting at 4, 2-stage, crisp as a breaking icicle. Metal magazines, 10 rounds each, no fancy extensions or gimmicks, just precision machined steel doing what it's supposed to do. Up front, a 30 MOA rail runs clean across the top. The barrel, 23 inches, half by 28 threads, anchors the rifle with quiet confidence. Weighs in around 18 pounds, balanced beautifully, wearing its weight like a suit tailored by surgeons. At around $5,500 to $5,600, this rifle isn't cheap, but neither's excellence. You can order it straight from Euro Optic or Anschütz themselves. Red, green, olive, or flat dark earth. And honestly, after a few weeks behind it, I can say it's worth every penny. I'm already planning to buy one. Downrange testing out to 200 yards told the same story. Center X and Ely 10X both performing like dream fuel. Number 2, Volta LG400 LTE Expert. First things included in the box. The fill adapter for the cylinder. That's what you'll use to top the rifle up. There are a couple of small parts you don't really need long term, so don't worry about those. You also get 3 front sight blades, 3.6, 3.0, and 4.0, and another 3.4 fitted on the rifle. There's the pull-through and some cotton cleaning patches, basic sensible kit. Now the rifle. Stock's full aluminum and seriously adjustable. Those sight risers that come with it, they take most of the recoil and keep the rifle feeling planted. The barrel jacket is carbon fiber. The whole thing looks and feels engineered. Where many rifles come with a 200-bar cylinder, this Volta runs on a 300-bar system by WTA. The company claims around 600 shots on a full 300-bar fill before you need to top up. That's a big number, great for long sessions. Loading itself is smooth, effortless, not stiff. Around the back you have the usual elevation and windage dials. If your shots go high, turn the dial toward H. If low, toward T. Left means left, right means right. If you've liked us this far, please leave a comment. Hit subscribe if you want more, and I'll keep loading and testing so you can see how it performs. Number 3, the Heckler & Koch PSG-1. It's the definition of what happens when German engineers decide accuracy should be a moral obligation. It's built off the G3 battle rifle's roller-delayed blowback system, but that's where the similarities stop. Every single component of the PSG-1 was torn apart, polished, remachined, and redesigned for one purpose: absolute precision. First thing you notice when you pick it up is the weight. Nearly 18 pounds depending on configuration. It's long, over a meter, with a 25.6-inch heavy barrel, and everything about it feels dense. This isn't a rifle you carry on patrol. This is when you plan on a rest, dial in, and thrust to punch the same hole again and again. The barrel is the heart of the system. Cold hammer forged, thick to the point of overkill, and free-floated for stability. It's mated to a beefed-up trunnion welded into a reinforced stamped steel receiver, braced with 2 extra bars running along the top to stiffen it against flex. The result is a zero movement, zero wandering harmonics, and that's what gives the PSG-1 its legendary half MOA precision. Out of the box with factory ammo from a semi-auto. The trigger grip is something else entirely. Where the G3's trigger feels like dragging a stick through gravel, the PSG-1's breaks like snapping a glass rod. Roughly 3 pounds, clean, predictable, and utterly consistent, HK built a special 2-stage hammer spring system just for this rifle. Light and crisp on the pull, then boosted by a secondary spring to guarantee solid primer strikes. The stock looks like it was designed by someone who hated compromise. Length of pull, adjustable. Comb height, adjustable. Cant, adjustable. Everything locks down solid with a square peg wrench stored right on the rifle. cheek riser even lifts under spring tension when you loosen it. It's smooth, deliberate, and engineered like a camera tripod. The optics system is pure vintage HK logic, brilliant and frustrating at once. The rifle shipped with a fixed Hensoldt 6x42 scope, bolted directly to the receiver. Literally bolted. Feeding it is easy. Takes standard G3 HK91 magazines and a 5 or 20 round capacity. The chamber's fluted, as all HK roller delayed guns are, so extraction's flawless. Number 4, the Heym SR30. The light in the Morphe auction house glinted off the rifle's steel, and Ian McCollum leaned in the way a man does when something mechanical catches his curiosity. The table in front of him held a Heym SR30. Not a military relic this time, but a clever piece of German engineering dressed up as a hunting rifle. Chambered in .300 Winchester Magnum, though Heym makes them in just about everything from .22 to .250 to the thumping 9.3s, this was different. On the surface, it looked like an ordinary sporting rifle, but under the skin, that's where the magic was. It's a straight pull bolt action, but the way it locks is unlike anything else on the market. Ian pulled the bolt out and held it up to the light. Inside, 6 polished ball bearings winked back. They weren't fixed lugs or rotating cams, just perfectly machined spheres that move with gravity, floating in and out of the bolt body depending on the bolt's position. Pull the handle back and a plunger inside the bolt retracts. The ball bearings drop back into their recesses. Push forward and the plunger drives them outward into matching grooves cut into the receiver. 6 points of contact locked tight. It's clean, it's simple, and it's brilliant. Most straight pulls, like the Blazer or the old Mannlicher designs, rely on a rotary head hidden under clever linkages. You pull straight, but something inside turns. The Heym SR30 doesn't bother with any of that. There's no hidden rotation, no twisting cams fighting you, just direct mechanical force. Push to lock, pull to open. Think of it as a roller-locked bolt action, except the rollers are perfect little spheres. It's the same basic idea that made HK rifles famous, just tame for a hunter's shoulder. Number 5, the Mauser Gawer M98 action family. You're holding a K98K, the Mauser 98 trimmed to a handier length. It's a turn bolt, controlled feed rifle that feels like a solid piece of machinery more than a firearm. The bolt glides, big extractor hooks the rim the instant it strips around, and a third safety lug sits there like a quiet insurance policy. 5 rounds in an internal box. Load it by stripper clip through the bridge, slap the bolt home, keep moving. The safety is pure Mauser logic. Flag straight up is safe, but you can still run the bolt. All the way right locks the bolt in the chamber for carry. Swing left and it's live. Sights are simple, tangent rear with an inverted V and a matching V front. Short sight radius on the carbine, so the picture isn't as fine as a Garand's aperture, but it's fast and honest. On the shoulder, it's sturdier than it is heavy. Recoil is a hard shove, not a slap. With decent 8x57, your 190 grain PPU is fine. The sound rifle will print forest inches at 100 and ring steel at 300 without drama once you've nudged windage on the front post. The action will feed from any angle. That controlled feed is why hunters copied this design for a century. Number 6, Merkel RX.Helix. Let's start at the front. The barrel on this particular Helix is threaded, topped with open sights you can pop off if you'd rather screw on a silencer. Simple, clever, modular. But the barrel, truth be told, isn't the headline act on a Helix. These barrels are interchangeable, so this one's just one voice and a whole choir of options. You can swap calibers, lengths, finishes, whatever suits the hunter the mood. If you're curious about the mechanics, there are full teardown videos out there. But for now, let's stay with what makes this rifle different. The part that gets under your skin when you hold it. The Arabesque is all about 2 things, the action and the woodwork. The stock, a rich, oil-finished grade 4 walnut, looks like it was carved by someone who refused to rush. Deep grain, dark lines running through honey-colored streaks. Each one's a little different, and this one's a beauty. It's not the kind of fragile, glassy wood that cracks if you breathe on it wrong. It's solid, practical, kind of figure that's beautiful because it's earned. The finish is thick and glossy, almost a royal oil sheen, but it's not delicate. It won't mark up the first time you set it against a tree. Still, it's an oil finish, so it needs care. A bit of attention, a touch of wax, and you'll keep it glowing. At the back, there's a microcell recoil pad, and here's where my one gripe comes in. It works, it fits, it looks fine, but it doesn't feel special. Not on a rifle in this price bracket. A nice Merkel branded pad or something a little more luxurious would have sealed the deal. Still, it does its job well, eating recoil cleanly, especially on the DS stock configuration. The semi-Monte Carlo design Merkel uses for their ladies and softer shooting rifles. The bolt handle carries on the wood theme, polished walnut that feels warm and alive in the hand. It's tactile in a way metal never is, and a few folks have even transplanted these wooden knobs onto their Steyr rifles. It's a small detail, but it changes the whole feel. The action is the star here. The RX-Helix is one of the fastest straight-pull bolt actions in the world. When you grab the bolt handle and run it, you feel the gear system engage. Smooth, but deliberate. It's a rifle that wants to be worked hard, not finessed. Pull it gently and it'll feel clunky. Command it and it runs like a machine that's happy to obey. It's a geared mechanical ballet, and when you do it right, there's nothing faster. The magazine, neatly tucked beneath, holds 3 rounds standard. In the UK, most Arabescas can be upgraded to a 5-round mag at purchase, no fuss. That modularity extends to the barrel system, too. Swap calibers from .243 up to .30-06 or 9.3 by 62 in minutes.